All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to try something different today. Since I'm not here, we're just going to do a quick little warm up on as part of your notes as you're watching this video. So, what I would like you to do is just try these first 4 problems just as a review. So, pause the video real quick, try the 4, and then play it. Make sure that you're getting the right answers or just listen to the explanation. And then we'll move on to the rest of it, okay? Because what we'll do up here, whoops. What we'll do up here is will help us with the stuff below, okay? So go ahead and pause the video, try the first 4, and then play it again. So hopefully you've gotten a chance to try these. So this is just solving equations like we did at the end of the week last week. So remember we asked like, what do we see? And we see here that we've got a plus 5 that's by the letter. So we think, okay, what's the opposite of addition? And the opposite of addition is subtraction. So go ahead and subtract 5, making sure that if we put that into a calculator, that it would be 0. And then we subtract 5 from the other side. So that you bring down the x, bring down the equal sign, and then -8 minus 5 is -13. Okay, same thing over here. Now I see 2 things that are going on. I see a -6 and I see a divide by 2. So remember when we're undoing, we kind of do the opposite of PEMDAS. So we start with the -6. So to undo the -6, we'll do the opposite and add 6 to both sides of the equal sign. Bring down the x over 2. 13 plus 6 is 19. And then again, I know it's a fraction, but remember fraction is just a division sign. So to undo division, we're going to multiply by 2. So multiply both sides by 2 here. That cancels that out. So we get x to equal 38. Okay. And then the other 2 are from the previous unit, but we do distribution. So remember, distribution is just multiplying, okay? So there's no equal signs in these problems. So we're not thinking about undoing anything or anything like that because there's no equal sign. We can't put those 2 things together because the 2 has an x and the 5 doesn't. So we don't want to put them together and say like 3x, okay? That won't work. Instead, in order to simplify that expression, you're going to go ahead and distribute or multiply the 3 to both of those things. So we'll multiply 3 times 2x and then 3 times a -5. Okay, and then we just put those 2 together. They say 6x. Put these 2 together and say -15. So we have 6x minus 15 for our final answer. Okay. Combining like terms, again, you combine the terms that have the same letter and the same exponent. So I see a term that has a 4x and I see a term that has a positive 6x. So remember, taking the sign in front of the number is important as we put these 2 things together. So I see 4x plus 6x. That's one set that I see. And then I also see a -4 and a -8. So again, using the sign in front of the number to help me combine, this would be -4 minus 8. So these 2 together make 10x. These 2 together make -12. So your final answer will be 10x minus 12. Okay, so we're going to use those 2 ideas and put this all together now. Okay, So in the first example, we got 4 examples to go off of. In the first example, we're using that same distribution that we did in the warm-up above, okay? So when I look at this problem, I see, okay, I've got an equal sign, so that means I'm trying to find x. And then on the side that has the letter, I've got some distribution that I need to do. So let's go ahead and distribute like we did in the warm-up. So this would be 6x minus 15. Okay, we're multiplying. And then we bring down the equal sign and bring down the 18. Okay, so when we do this, at this step, so that was step 1, was to distribute. Okay, step 2 then would just be to undo the subtraction. So instead of minus 15, we're going to do the opposite and do plus 15. So all we're doing is adding a step to what we've already been practicing. So bring down the 6x. 18 plus 15 is 33. And then we've got to undo that 6 times x. So instead of multiply by 6, we're going to undo it with division by 6. So divide by 6. And 33 divided by 6, if you punch that into your calculator, you should get 5.5. Okay, so instead of 3 steps, now we're working with 4 steps. Okay, so distribute first, then deal with the addition and subtraction, then multiplication and division. So let's try one more. If you feel like good, I would say pause the video and try this one on your own. If you're not feeling so good, just keep watching and we'll walk through it again together. Okay, so step 1, we're going to distribute. So we're going to multiply -2 times x, and then -2 times 4. So this is just -2x minus 8. We'll bring down the equals and bring down the 10. Okay, now we ask, like, what do we see? On the side with an equal sign, we see a minus. We also see a multiplication. So undoing the minus first. So instead of a -8, we're going to add 8 to both sides of the equal sign. Bring down the -2x. 10 plus 8 is 18. And then you're going to divide here. Instead of multiplication of -2, that's what we see. We're going to undo that with division of -2. Okay, so remember changing the operation, not the sign. So we're going to divide by -2. And here we go, x equals -9. So you got x by itself, and you're done. Okay, so that's if you have distribution. That's a majority of what your practice is going to look like today. You got to distribute first, and then deal with the addition and subtraction, then undo the multiplication and division. Okay, so 3 steps. Other parts that we'll look at today and then again on Thursday is if we can combine anything. So in this example 3 problem, what we have is I don't see any distribution. There's no problem with like 3 in parentheses. So there's no distribution. But what we can do is we can combine like terms. We can put together 4x plus 6x. And since they're all on the same side of the equal sign, they're all on the left, you're not going to do the opposite. You're just going to combine them. So this would be 10x. Do the same thing with the numbers. -4 minus 8. These are both on the left side of the equal sign. So just do what they tell you to do. -4 minus 8 is -12. Bring down the equal sign, bring down the 8. Okay? So step 1 is just to combine. Combine like terms. The next step would just, again, undo what you see. Okay, on the side that has the letters, I see a subtraction and I see a multiplication. So I know I have to undo the subtraction by 12 first, and that means I'm going to add 12 to each side of the equal sign. So we'll go ahead and do that. Add 12 to the left and add 12 to the right. Making sure that that's 0, which it is. We'll bring down the 10x, bring down the equal sign. 8 plus 12 is 20. Okay, and then again I say, all right, what do I see in between the 10 and the x? I see a multiplication of 10, so I'm going to undo that with division by 10. And we've got x by ourselves, so we are done. All right, let's try one more here. So again, if you're feeling good with this, just go ahead and pause the video, try it on your own, press play, see if you got it right. If you need more help with it, just keep watching. Okay, so on the side that has all the stuff on it, all the letters and the numbers, we want to see if we can combine anything. Okay, I see multiple x's, so I see -3 plus 4. So -3 plus 4 is just 1x. And then you can put together the 4 and the -6. So that's -2. Bring down the equal sign, bring down the -4. So again, step 1 here is just to combine like terms. And then we say, okay, what do we see? We see a -2, so we undo that with a +2. So add 2 to both sides. -4 plus 2 is -2. And then you really already have x by itself, but I know a lot of you like to undo this 1. So we see a multiplication by 1, so we'll just divide by 1. So dividing by 1 doesn't change anything, but if it has a negative, it's a good habit to get into. All right. Okay, so your homework is to try the 2.3 day 1 in Delta Math. So you can go right to deltamath.com. Or it's linked in Schoology. However you want to get there, please get there, okay? I will see you on Thursday. My kids are just homesick today, so I will see you all on Thursday.